gonna tell you, it's marketing.
They're saving taxes. They're saving marketing taxes. But the reality is, most, you know what I mean? I'm just keeping it 100 here. You know, we don't have this, we're not in that tax bracket. You know, the rappers and the artists and other people are, and celebrities, but, you know, they're hurting our people. And that's me. I'm a voice for the voiceless.
Somebody explain to me how they're hurting people, because you say that you gotta give us.
I can see how they're hurting. More so with health insurance. The reality is, you know how many people, especially black and brown people, never had health insurance until the created Obamacare, and it got me so good that the Congress trying to get rid of it. But the other system, the film board, we're realizing that, hey, we definitely need health insurance.
Can you hear that?
So he's not going to get rid of it. But the hurting part is financially. Income, jobs, you know, the tax, you know, no one can make it on $15 an hour. You know, and they're increasing rents. I mean, you know, and these taxes, they're going to definitely look out for the wealthy and not for our community.
And when she says the wealthy, she's not just talking about being hood rich. She's talking about the wealthy. The people who benefited from the Trump tax cut are people like Bezos, who made $12 billion and paid zero tax.
It was right.
That had, unless they took
need
up
to.
on the table, paid zero taxes because Trump changed the tax
She-
code.
music or politics?
Yes, the gangsters. They changed the tax code so the money came from the poor, the working class, and the middle class, and was transferred to the very wealthy, not just the wealthy. I'm not talking about people making $5-10 million a year. I'm talking about the very wealthy. That's what will continue to be done if Project 2025 goes in place, which Trump will bring in. They'll be able to do that basically within the blink of the eye. How else has he hurt us? The law that was passed after the Black Lives Movement matter to hold police accountable so that you could sue individual police and not just, because then right now, you kill a nigga, excuse my language, you're basically giving a free vacation because you're on administrative leave without search. So the law that would have changed that and the other reforms that were really important was vetoed by who? Free health care, which we still do not have. Every other country in the world has free health care. We don't have it. Why? The Republicans. Why don't we have free education, college? Why? The Republicans. We better wake up. They better wake up, because those artists that are coming out, Waka, I love you to life. I love your mom. But who are coming out and supporting Trump, they don't make enough money to really benefit from Trump. They think they do, but they really don't. Trump's agenda is not for us. And I wanted to just finish what Delmas was saying, because he was saying that it's like we created this business, the government, we fund it, but then we sit back and let them, the white people, the 7 families, the corporations, run it, take the taxes, and do whatever they want. One last point I want to make, and we could change that, and we have changed that in different times in history, but we have to be active. We have to get out.
She acting like she's a know-it-all.
Like that.
She needs to let the fuck up.
I did a story about, remember when they were talking about how Putin and the Russians were interfering in our elections? One of the main targets was to get Black people to stay home. And they would get Black people to stay home by saying, Republicans and Democrats, they're just the same. It's the white man's country. You really don't even have a voice, so why go out and vote? They don't care about you. Don't vote. Instead of understanding that if we raise our voice and raise our power, and we can mix them.
Why don't you tell her to give her a chance? Why don't you be like, let's slow? I don't know, man.
Before you weigh in, I just want to say it's good to hear y'all talk, all of y'all really, actually, because we see each other on social media, or in an event or whatever. It's a little quick second, but you actually don't get to hear this type of dialogue or this type of conversation. Right. So I just want to say we really actually need to do this more often so we can exchange ideas, educate each other even, and so on and so forth. So go ahead, Esso, my bad.
So first thing too, I think, go ahead, Esso. Go ahead, you're gonna say something?
The first thing that I was gonna say was answering her about the election, saying how Trump won the first time. Hillary Clinton had the majority vote.
Thank you.
He went through the electoral college, right? That's
You
the
tell the
first-
Shana this?
That's literally what I said.
Tell the
No.
Shana- Can you tell her this, please? Can you tell her what you're thinking? Because you younger than me, it's not good. Let them know your ideas.
Somebody up there knows it at least.
Well, let her say it.
Now we're like, what
Let
the-
Shana say it. Give her the information.
Let me just say this, and not get the vote from the college, right? The other thing that you're dealing with the rappers, it goes back to music. The music business is a big deal because it teaches you so much about other businesses. Every business around this country in this world is intertwined with music business because they use us to promote things, right? And the number one way that they promote us is they force feed it to you through marketing. Marketing. These are the same things that these same rappers are falling to. They're falling to their own medicine. They're taught this. So when you see Waka Flocka going out there, Waka Flocka is looking at, yeah, Donald Trump is a marketing genius. Put the name on the check. By the time these dumb people find out that he didn't really give you the check, it's too late.
Right.
So he goes around. What do black people want? They like sneakers. See, I'm not mad at you. Know I'm not mad at Trump. I'm mad at my own people. Because it's like they go get the gold sneakers. What are we talking about? You're buying them because they're collector's items. You're sending the wrong message. But then we're looking to people who frontal lobe is not developed. Or part of my French, there's street niggas. So you got street niggas guiding people. So when you have a nigga like me, a dude like me, who has 2 degrees, and I'm telling them what's up, they gonna listen to Jay-Z, not even Jay-Z's word, his music, his story. That's what they're paying attention to. They're paying attention to the marketing. I don't think that the music right now is my last point. I don't think Sexy Red is no worse than Little Kim. I don't think the gang banging is no worse than what everybody was killing on whack back when we was younger. But the only thing, we had other people to offset it. You had the Chuck D's, you had the positive people to offset what these other guys was doing. You had that. You don't have that right now. And that's the biggest gap. We don't have no yin and yang. We got people, and this is the bad part about black people. This is what we do. If we don't agree, and I've been saying this, it's an argument. If you don't agree, you're fucking stupid, you're stupid, instead of understanding and taking time to think and hear why they're making this dumb decision. So you can now come back and give them facts upon why they shouldn't make the decision, because I know they didn't do the research.
Right.
I wanted to just touch on something that you said in regards to electoral votes, right? So those people are elected in positions, right? So, and the thing is that we need to educate our community, especially the younger ones with their frontal lobe, as you were mentioning, but educate them on the process, and that's the best thing about it, and Trump is an entertainer, right? You know what I mean? And healthcare is a human right, as well, that we know, right? And I think the main thing, like dialogues like this need to happen more often, but they need to happen, in various places and talking to just different people. You know what I mean? Like, just having various conversations with some of the artists that I know and used to work with, and Chuck was mentioning Farrakhan. I was Ja Rule's manager's assistant, right? And so when Ja Rule was out, him and 50 Cent were having the beef. Farrakhan called them both to Chicago. And he met and sat down with them to eliminate that. And see, Farrakhan is, he's almost 90, I believe. Individuals coming up, you know what I mean, and talking to these people, you know what I mean, and the youth, you know what I mean. Like Maino is on, he trains his whole life around, you know what I mean, and he's more of an opportunity for people to see what you can do, and there's various other artists, that are the same. But
so we need to see. I'm sorry.
Let's bring the mayor back. Where's Maino? Bring Maino.
Because we don't feed people here. Some people, we leave them hanging, and we don't support them financially. Like, it costs to come out here and come and change lives. So if Maino's going out there and it's always nothing, it's nothing, no financial thing from him, he's taking away from his time, people will not donate to him, but they'll donate to anybody putting up anything for a film project. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? We need these people. Like when you have Martin Luther King, and I'm not trying to compare Maino to Martin Luther King, but I'm just saying they ran on donations. People gave money to keep the movement going. They just need people out here. You're a rapper. You got money. Do what you need to do. It's not always going to work for these kids, and they're young, and some of these men are older, and they're providing for children themselves. It takes a lot to keep this stuff going. I'm sorry, go ahead, Maino.
Yeah, Maino. You there, Maino? Oh, no, he's gone. Give him a second. Give him a second. What are you doing?
What's happening?
What you doing? You squashing the beef? What you doing?
Nah, I'm saying sometimes you gotta let this shit happen now.
Right.
Now you get things. Everything, sometimes the joke gotta go on. You understand? It's the
What you mean by that?
It's the jungle. I mean, it's natural progression things. Sometimes things are to a point where we can't. They're unquestionable. Sometimes.
Well, how does that relate to where we are right now?
Well, that actually relates to what we're talking about now, though. Mm-hmm. You know, we talking. I only said that because you said that. What was I squash or something? You know, and I'm just basically saying sometimes that don't. You know, just in general.
Well, we have a situation here in the country, right? First of all, they say in about where we at right now, like 30 years, Black folks' collective wealth will be zero, right? Zero. Mm-hmm. I forget exactly what the contrast between white homes and Black homes is, but basically white folks make dumb more money than we do, straight up. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is we have a problem as a people. Now I don't know how you slice that up, but Black people in general have an issue. I'm looking at Maino because Maino is like, to me, has evolved into someone who we can trust a little bit. We can, you know what I mean? We can call him to translate for us. You know, you sit with the mayor a little bit, sit with Jim Jones a little bit. You know what I mean? So I'm asking you, Maino, what in your opinion? I don't know if you want to take a hard position on the election. If you don't, that's fine. But I will say this: it's pretty clear to me that one part of this election process is going to be really bad for Black folks. Yeah. And the other side, you know, we can debate about that. You know what I mean? That's debatable to me.
You know the thing about the elections is that I feel like we don't put enough emphasis on the local elections.
Okay.
You understand? I'm sorry about the noise in the back. Like the Congress, the Senate, like we need to be more involved in that area with what's going on locally around us.
Mm-hmm. But you still rapped. You rapped about. You all right?
I'm all right.
Well, hectic there. You sure? You good? All right, man. We don't want nothing to happen on live or nothing.
Yeah, right.
We got the receipts if it does.
Exactly.
But Maino, you did rap about living to see a Black president and that being a blessing. Doesn't it matter though?
I mean, it mattered. It was good for our self-esteem. It was good for inspiration to see that. My son got a chance to see that. I think for young Black boys coming out of the ghetto, I think that it was good to see that at that time. And I liked some of the things that that he had done. I don't think he had enough time to get for really change to happen. But that's the thing. But for us to live to see that, I think that was very powerful in itself.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you, man. I think also being in Congress, people being involved, a lot of people don't know, and sadly, even with the special election is during the summer, but most people really don't only come out to vote during the presidential election. But Congress, there's an election every 2 years for Congress, right? You have mayors, the mayors are 4 years, the federal senators are every 6 years. So the main thing is educating our community about, and that's what I do, educate people, in regards to what their rights are as well as voting.
Bring it home.
We had ancestors that died, for us to vote, and we're taking it for granted, and the reality, Harriet Tubman, I live downtown Newark, and there's a park, and they did a statue of her, and some of her stories, and the reality is, she created, was the Underground Railroad, and the main thing is people like her, people like Martin Luther King, but we need we need people from our generation to step up. And that's why I'm running for Congress too, is that to be a voice for the voiceless. Because the thing is that you only know as much as you've been told or taught, and I think the main thing, like I mentioned, like this dialogue is excellent, because of the fact that you have various perspectives from various different people, all walks of life.
I have a question for you. I want to ask you. You have recently brought together a lot of people from hip hop.
Right.
Got it.
People
one more
on this
sentence.
conversation, but also people like Wild from Rough
Bring it
Production
to the
and other
donation.
folks into the mix. What made you take that approach for this run? What made you do that rather
I'm
than
sorry. What? I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
what made you take? Yeah.
So, well, I went to, so I started out at went to Temple University, and Kenny Gamble was one of my mentors. And he had, I remember
Speak on Kenny Gamble and who he
That's
is.
perfect.
So Kenny Gamble basically, he basically was educating me on a lot of stuff. And one thing he said was June, he created Black Music Month. Because although my major was anthropology, I was kind of into politics because of my uncle that was there. And he was saying that, he lobbied Jimmy Carter to make June Black Music Month. And so a lot of the time, because I worked in the music industry and knew a lot of people, we would see a lot of them, VMAs, MTV awards, and a lot of people never really was getting, their just due. And so I came together with a couple friends and started. Initially, it was Power of Music, but then I changed the name this year, but it's Music Empowered. And the thing is that we want to give people their flowers. While they're alive. The thing is that all these people inspired us, like Wow from Rough Riders, you know what I mean? He was a Black man, he basically started a business and basically was a movement, you know what I mean? As well as, the FUBU. Like I just had an interview with Keith and he was just, just telling them that it was an inspiration, for us. Even you, Chuck, starting all hip hop. I knew you when I worked at the Source, and the thing is that it's inspiring. And so for us, we need to have our own, award show, because there's a lot of executives that have worked in the music industry. No shade on any, body that's gotten an award from these places, but it was hard for me to believe that Rakim and Big Daddy Kane never received any type of award, ever. Yeah. No MTV award, nothing. You know what I mean? So it just gave us joy, in regards to their souls, just more so just being so excited, to be honored. And then I put a twist in it because I am from the music industry, but I also went to, to politics. So providing some type of proclamation, from that state or that city to honor them, in regards to, because that's in the history books, even for
where is Maino?
Maino.
Is it?
Yes. We showed us the Delta Terminal. What is this?
We owe it to them. They provided us, Chuck, you wouldn't be where you were. Maino wouldn't be where he was. Esso wouldn't be, and neither Jasmine either, if it wasn't for these people that kind of laid the groundwork, similar to Harriet Tubman, and all these people that died, John Lewis, like so many of them that have provided, us a pathway for us, and we got to take advantage of that.
There was just one thing I wanted to comment on, if it's okay, Chuck. Maino, SO, y'all was spitting truth. You were spitting truth, and I love it. Maino was so right, and we've got to look at those local elections. That's where power begins. That's what the Republicans have done and how they've reversed a lot of policies that are really important to us. Things and things that Trump supports that people don't understand, using hip hop lyrics to convict people of crimes. That is a crime in itself. Trump supports using hip hop lyrics. Why? Because he's close with the owners of private prison companies, and private prison companies like CAA, they make their money off of Black folks being in prison, young Black men especially. And so they support laws like 3 strikes and you're out, mandatory minimums, things that Obama did successfully in some of his work, was able to at least reverse in terms of the federal government. And so I think it's just, we've got to get this out there, because when hip hop artists are saying, yeah, you know, man, I'm for Trump, they don't realize, like, yo, this is a man that's going to put in place judges who are going to lock you up and your children and your sons and your daughters, right?
And it also started.
I just wanted to say one last, if it's okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want one last thing, and then I'll. But I just want to say, SO, you are so right. I mean, that is such truth about the marketing, and that is why I think that, you know, the corporate control over a lot of hip hop, you know, if you're not releasing it independently, has dramatically changed the hip hop content. I know some youngins who had mad talent, and they were almost about ready to get signed. They actually did get signed, but they were told straight up, those lyrics, no, when they were talking about things that would uplift us, inspire us, and get us to fight back. And then, yes, those lyrics about, you know, trapping, you know, Evan, like, those are the lyrics that they told themselves. But the bottom line is, it's also the lyrics that help shape the culture of our young people. So, like, when you were talking about that marketing, the fact that the corporations, the big corporations, whose interests are aligned with Trump and others like that, they have control over our voice. And and so they're marketing a message now. They're marketing a message now that hurts us.
Yeah, and I think also bringing it back to the fact that, you know, when with these judges, right, and, you know, it started with Nixon, right, in regards to implementing this war on drugs, right?
Black people.
Yes,
It was Black people. It was war on Black people for the private prison.
Right. And talking about how and how crazy is it now that, you know, it's legal for cannabis, but most of these businesses are failing, you know, because of some of the fact that they have taxes, they have to be taxed by the city, the state, and the federal government. And the thing is, it's not set up for us. So they're initially saying that they're legalizing cannabis, you know, because of the effects in the war on drugs, but the reality is they're still benefiting, you know, for this, you know, and a lot of them, like in New York State, they filed a lawsuit because some of these businesses couldn't, you know, they couldn't get their dispensary license until after this, you know, Black and brown, you know, were moving forward. But the thing is that that's why I'm running for Congress, right? Because I've helped companies, cannabis companies in New Jersey, you know what I mean, and in New York, you know what I mean, to try to get their license because of the simple fact that they're trying to put roadblocks up. You know, I think it doesn't make sense for them to have to get an expungement, you know what I mean, in order to get a license. That doesn't make any sense at all. You know what I mean? And those are some of the bills that I'm gonna, you know, introduce, you know, in the federal government, because it's like they're setting us for roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, you know, and it's unfortunate, but the reality is once I'm elected, I'm gonna make a change for sure.
I have a question.
Let's
So
do
we
it.
did a lot of talk about identifying what the issues are. What are some of the solutions though? Because, you know, we can sit here all day and talk about what the problems are, like, but what are some of the methods that, you know, I mean, you know, we already identified, you know, reaching out and being more involved with local government, but what are some of the other things that we need to do or we all can do? Because, you know, I honestly feel, and I'm speaking for myself, I honestly feel like I haven't done enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I feel like I haven't been involved enough. I see a lot more people. I see a plethora of artists that do way more in their community than I do. And I'm just being 100% realistic with y'all. So what are some of the things that we can do, you know, even for myself, that'll help And I just want to take this time to just plug one thing. I'm having my first annual Maino Day, August 16th, my mother's birthday, and I'm doing something for my mother. You know, they gave me a day, and everybody's invited. But you know, what are some of the other things we could do?
So I think.
Okay.
And that is the question, Maino.
No,
That is the question.
Answer. I say first things first. You're a respected person in the culture, in the city. I say focus on these kids. You know what I'm saying? Give someone an opportunity if you can, and if not, give them the game. And it's not really that deep. I think that if you pull someone aside, mentor them, you actually guide them in a way through action and word in a way that changes their life right off the rip. And they learn from watching you from there. And that's what I've done in my life. I've really literally focused almost all my energy on kids, young people, educating them, showing them a different way, and also literally putting them in position to meet other, for me, Black men who can also guide them in other areas in life. And then politics doesn't become as crazy of a conversation because you've already shown them how this directly impacts their lives and they respect your word. I think that's where we screw it up a lot. Social media is such a mess that you listening to somebody who's already been miseducated by somebody who's already been miseducated. It's etc. You know what I'm saying?
Also, Maino, I think, in regards to, it's more of teaming up with a few people. Like, one thing also, like I started a company, it's called March for Equity, right? And I started it because my boss went viral in January of 2022. And he went viral because the state of New Jersey issued 56 licenses and nobody was Black, and so that intrigued me to try to, get people involved, even to the point of Jaden's Law, getting Jaden's Law passed in New Jersey because of the simple fact of seeing the lack of people. And Maino, you participated in various toy giveaways and stuff that, and you too, Chuck, and stuff that I've done. But I think also for us that we don't hear enough about this is that super PACs, right? And a super PAC more so is something that, white people know all about, you know what I mean? And it's more of, in regards to these local elections, as well as, state and federal, you can pick and identify judges and so forth. So it's more of getting together with a group of people, and forming something or even joining or partnering up with a group of people. And Maino, I could talk to you about it offline, in regards to it. But the main thing is working together, like the people that did before. And like for me running for Congress, I'm actually going to be a voice for the voiceless. You know what I mean? Right now it's the 10th district of New Jersey. But the thing is that they had so many. Obama had something that was called My Brother's Keeper, right? And that's, you don't hear anything too much about that, anymore. Or even my sister's keeper, or my people's keeper, you know what I mean? So I think part of that, it's important for us to come together, you know what I mean? Like, and talk to these kids, you know what I mean? And more so open their eyes. Music, as I mentioned, was kind of like our, encouragement. You know what I mean? Like working together gave you the ability to voice your concerns or, whatever, fight the power was one of the main, things, and with Public Enemy, Karis One, these people were inspirational, I think working together, and coming up with some type of plan, you know what I mean? As well as, programs and events, and so forth. So me, as a congressional person, there's so much money out there to start this. Maybe we wanted to start a nonprofit. They have funds for that, so.
Can I make a quick statement? Can I make a quick statement and be last thing I say? Just the one thing that bothers me about how our Black people move. If we don't get into spending money on marketing, we're not going to outmarket the white man. No matter what we think,
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you on that.
Yeah, let me say this. I would expect you not to agree with me. All right? Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to be agreed with, but I've been a Black kid. I'm from South Jamaica, Queens. I'm from the ghetto. All right? So in order to get to the kids that's in the ghetto, there's no marketing. We're all trying to be kumbaya in the hood. Oh, while these other people, not just white, it's Russian, it's Italian, it's Chinese, they're taking money for their initiatives and they're putting their money to it. They're marketing everything that they want, the good stuff and the bad stuff. Our black people, we don't believe in marketing. And until we believe in marketing and spending money for the initiative that we're talking about, instead of saying, let me reach out to a rapper and an influencer and try to get around it and do it the cheap way, we're always gonna be behind. We're not gonna outlaw.
I mean, I think I get what I don't disagree with that, right? Because if you look at the evidence, it really shows. But I think that what it is that there's a lack of access to funds and funding for people of color. Basically, you don't have access to the same marketing dollars to make good on that type of marketing. It's just like hip hop. The conscious artist or the artist who's spitting whatever you call real does not get the $1 billion fund Sexy Red got. Sexy Red has access to a $1 billion fund, including time with Drake or whatever, however that relationship works. And that's all marketing, without question. So it is a tough, it's not easy. There are no easy solutions.
So, but I just want to, because also I'm a publicist, right? So even in the backstory, like, remember, like, back when we were,
Oh shit.
Puffy had Harlem, locked down in regards to marketing. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, black people know how to do it. It's just point of, they don't do it. We're all older. You know what I mean? And so street teams, you know what I mean? Like, that was kind of like what our marketing was. And I think more so evolving it to something, where we can talk to these individuals. Like, so I definitely want to collaborate with you on some stuff for sure. Because I think the main thing is getting these people aware, you know what I mean? And branding them. Like, conversations like this is needed often, you know what I mean? To have people to voice their opinions, as well. But I think marketing is in our blood, you know what I mean? Especially when you're in the music industry. It's just something that's innate in you. You know what I mean? It's just more of teaching other people how to do it.
And they don't grasp it. That's the challenge of our people, that they instead of marketing and promoting, they rather go buy a belt and look fly and take a picture. That's what they rather do. That's their marketing.
Hey.
That's their marketing.
Hey.
Y'all, I'm gonna look fly. You know what I'm saying? But you can invest money, and I tell people this. I did this in podcasting. Everything I did in podcasting, I did what I learned from 25 years of being in the music business, of managing and everything. But outside of our business, this is the chore. Outside of our business, the people that have the same color that we have, they don't understand marketing. When I tell them, I say, when y'all get mad at Trump, and y'all say, fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump, you're marketing him for the people that like him. You know, right? Then you're saying his name. You're building him up. He doesn't care if it's good or bad publicity. He just wants the publicity. And we're helping to give it to him. When my father is 82 years old and he's watching CNN talking about Trump, I said, you're giving Trump ratings. That's why they're running. That's why they keep playing it. He's getting ratings for the people that like him and for the people that can't stand him. So they're going to keep running it. And we know if marketing and promotion is a pure thing, get it out to as many people as possible. You might get 5 or 10% of those people. So you got to get this out to 8 billion people to get the return you want. The only black man that I see grasp that was when Obama did the email marketing. He was the first one to do that. We're getting stuff to my box saying Randall Parker, that's my real name. We need you. So I'm looking like, how they know my name? So Obama had everybody on that. Now every other politician has stole that now. Now you can all the time. But that was innovative marketing. When you say, okay, you might not have the money that they but understanding the value of marketing your product was genius.
Say that. All right, guys. We approaching the hour mark. I want to get basically where y'all think we need to kind of move forward with this. We know the importance of voting. We know the importance of marketing. We might have to rethink that a little bit. We know we're gonna, if we can, vote for Shana, definitely.
Yes.
So
Of course.
Yes.
give us some marching orders. Give us a clear and concise march, like a step. Like give somebody a step, because some of this can be overwhelming, right? Like we're all talking about saving the world. The universe is about to collapse if Trump gets elected. And what are we gonna do? Give us something simple that we can all say, "Oh, okay, let me do that."
You mean me?
Each person.
Okay, yes. So, again, I'm running for New Jersey 10th Congressional District. You know, if you want to come out and help us, because this,
Yes.
I'm up against the machine, y'all.
Come on.
I'm up against the
Yes.
machine. So the main thing, and SO, you said the best. You know what I mean? The thing is I need people to help us, you know, knock on doors. You got family in Newark, New Jersey, Essex County, Union County, Jersey City. I need your help. You know, $5, $10, whatever you can do to help me. The thing is that I'm the voice of the voiceless, right? And so the main thing is come out, help us out. You know what I mean? Go to my website. It's meliusforcongress.com. You know, and I'm up against people that, you know, no shade to them, but they don't have federal experience. And like just engaging in this conversation, you know, is giving me a wealth of knowledge, you know, what works needs to be done in the community. So you can contact me on my website, meliusforcongress.com, Melius for Congress on Instagram, Melius4 Congress on Twitter. You know, reach out to me and help me out, help the sister out. You know what I mean? And one other thing, I will be the first person from the hip hop industry in Congress. So that's like, you know what I mean? So I just need as much support as possible.
Okay.
I think the one thing that I can do or anybody else is just
Tell Jade about the
conversation
same
about
about
voting.
he can drop it.
We don't need to talk about it at all.
Yeah.
Like, we're not asking nobody, are you
She's in the
voting
group
as much
message.
as you
Yeah.
can? Are you voting to vote? We always asking people when it's time to vote. Why are we not asking it and just talking to people about, do you know the importance of voting?
Right.
If you don't, vote locally first, because this is how you're going to get money for your parks. People don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So while we're always trying to tell them on a grand scale, I'm going to start telling them on the local scale. See what's up. You don't got to worry about all these other people. Find out who runs your neighborhood.
Right.
First.
And that's your district leader. But you know, they got block captains. I know, you know, people probably know they have block parties, you know, whatever. It's one person that's in charge of that. And that person is responsible for going to the local government, which is your city council and your mayor's office. And, you know, you got to kind of talk to these people and tell them what it is that you want. But the main thing is, so many people have died for us to have this privilege to vote. And the main thing is, and then in addition, we have corruption, you know, as we know, you know, Trump is one example of corruption, but we also have it in the variation of other parties. You know what I mean? You want to vote somebody. That's the main thing about democracy. You can vote someone in. Someone's not appointed or assigned or trying to, you know, strategically place someone there just so that they can be, you know, so I think that's the main thing.
Okay.
That was a kicker.
Mayor, is the mayor still there? The mayor, you still there? Maino, the mayor. All right, he's still there. All right. So
I'm still here, y'all. I'm still here.
Okay. What can you advise? What would you say you could say to somebody to do?
I tell somebody to do?
Yeah.
First thing and foremost is to be informed as possible. You know, try to learn as much as you can about a little bit of everything. Try to, you know, don't close your ears, your eyes off. Try to just be as informed as you can. That's the first part. And then, you know, you see where you can involve yourself at. You know what I mean? As far as inspiration, that's my thing. Somebody said, I think it was you, Chuck. And, you talked about, mentoring and, picking, these young kids and giving them hope and inspiration. And that's what I'm all about, man. That motivation that they need to know that we don't gotta finish the same way we started,
Okay. Jasmine, what about you?
Yeah, and I Maino, you are such an inspiration. Really commend you. Spitting truth to the Black youth, and just the example of your life, I think, is so important. So that is one thing. I mean, we just one-on-one, each one teach one, be informed, and inform others. And the voting, helping people understand that voting is power. Like, we're giving these people all this coin, our money out our pockets. Don't we want to have a say on how it's used? Don't we want to say whether it's going to be used to kill children in Palestine, or whether it's going to be used to give us health care and education and help the homeless and mothers and fathers who are struggling with poverty or maybe unemployed, make sure that they have a lifeline like they do in every other country except ours, because we give away so much. 80 million people did not vote in the last election. 80 million. And I used to also work with this brother named Reverend Barber. I don't know if anybody's heard of him with the Puerto Rican.
Yeah, the people's, yeah, of course.
So he used to talk about, he still does, how we could take back the South. We could run this shit, y'all. We could run this shit. And I think turning us on to our own power and UNITY, understanding our own power if we are unified. So it's each one teach one. It's helping the youth. It's inspiring people. It's bringing us together, because we could be a mighty force if we ever wake up.
If you look at the hand, right? Look at the hand. All these little fingers by themselves get broken and can't do nothing too much. Maybe type on a phone, but if you put them together, then you got some power. You got some things going on. And I think that we have too much division within our own community. We fighting over the origins of hip hop. Meanwhile, them other folks are swooping in and bong, all right, got them. It's as simple as that. And we worried about African versus this area versus
hip hop.
FB.
African versus hip hop. Exactly. African versus hip hop.
Right. It's crazy, man. So I'm hoping, that's what I'm hoping for. And I'm hoping that if we can figure out how to work together, and even on a small level, we can get some really serious things done. But before we go, Shana, the word on the street is you did a Not Like Us remix. Now, I don't know if I want to hear this, because it makes me nervous, right? It makes me nervous.
I want to commend Serena also for running, by the way. I just want to commend you for that level of engagement. So important. And it's so beautiful to see a conscious Black queen who's committed to our people and social justice, raising her voice.
Everything.
Thank you.
Just watching the group message go down, I swear.
You in Essex County, I'm 1A.
Yes!
In Hudson County, I'm 2B.
Tell me again!
In County, I'm 7B. I want you and Maino to come over here to New Jersey and kind of canvas with me. You want to get involved, Maino. I got somebody.
Give me a call.
All right, I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you.
Yup. That's how we fucking. This is the fucking Cubs team.
That's how you run that shit.
Listen, Adrian cussing out in the back. She did listen.
I'm texting direct, so I'm glad she listen to everybody.
I'm looking to see what can we get done. How can we see this on the East Coast in New York City? The unity and the power that Kendrick and the Pop Out showed us over on the West Coast. And I think maybe
the dynamic, I know exactly where you're going with this stuff, and I respect it. The dynamic was set for that. And then you gotta understand, the West Coast already feels like they got a point to prove.
Yeah.
It always felt like
She's
that.
so relevant.
So having that beef going, that was kind of like, that was a layup for Kendrick. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Personally, I've been screaming New York is unified for a few years now, man. You just see me bring the drill rappers to the mix. Me and Jim and Fab and Eve and all that. click up and try to like, show people that, that we all kings and we can all be individualized, but we can all support each other at the same time.
This is the movement.
If
Maino and everybody else get on this shit, they really gonna feel what we talking about, bro. Niggas gonna really feel us in the next 7 days, bro.
Just based on the circumstances.
One thing I want to see, Maino, is I want to see, 50 Cent and Ja Rule. I think that would be.
Oh, it's 50 Cent and Joe.
One thing, you know what I mean?
Now you're pushing.
Was it good enough? Jay and Nas wasn't good enough, nigga. You already know that's not gonna happen.
It might, though. It might. You never know. You never know. You never know.
I grew up with 50 Cent. I know. That's never happened.
That's what you said, you know.
What about the game? What's the game? 50 in the game.
Maybe.
If we want to start calling niggas pedophiles, yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, he's definitely doing his thing.
But also, one other thing,
No.
and the reason why I wrote it is that the fact is, they not like us. You know what I mean? And there's on this canvassy, you gotta look it up. You know what I mean? There's 11 people on this. I just generally left working for the Congress. I had to did a gangster move. I had to quit my job to run for this seat. Because I believe in it so much. And people that know me know I'm passionate. So, the main thing is having these people that know what they're doing. Everyone's going to have a learning curve. Me, I'm going to be right in. I'll know exactly on day one, I'll be ready.
So look, I just got word from from the source that we got a copy of the song and it's being uploaded right now. So we're going to keep talking until the end. Till they give me word that it's ready, and we're gonna all rap on that song. All right, so we're gonna literally premiere the world premiere.
World premiere, all hip hop.
All right. So let me. I don't know. All right. So I wanted that because we got so many hip hop heads here. I wanted to go off. They're telling me stay on script, Chuck. Stay on script. So talk about you, Ben Topper. Got back. He can now perform here in the United States again after 14 long years. I saw him with Buster the other day. But guess who had a little role in that?
Yeah, me and my office. That was the last thing that my boss we did before he passed away was to get him his visa here. So it was something that my boss was ecstatic, and I think, the main thing, and it's, and he has a concert this weekend in New York City, ironically, but, it was something that, our office has helped a lot of celebrities, quite a step, because of me being, in the office, but more so helping them navigate the system, federally.
This is so good for her.
Why was that important? And what does that mean in a bigger
It's so
context?
true. She really does good.
Navigating the system.
Well, because the thing is that sometimes, as I mentioned before, barriers. They put barriers up to intentionally block someone. I'm not going to get into his story, but the main thing is in regards to having people. Sometimes people don't know it's super simple to get a passport. But the thing is that it all depends on how you go. Reach out to them. And as we were mentioning, if you need a passport, you need to contact your congressional office because they're the ones that can have direct contact with the passport office because it is a federal agency. Even with immigration, people coming from overseas or, there was a heavy Haitian community that was trying to get back and forth to Haiti. So the main thing is reach out to your congressional office. Me and once I'll do everything in my power to help as many people as I possibly can.
Yes.
The thing is, it's about education, and educating them. So once we told them, they're like, "Oh man, that was easy." We're like, "Yeah, it's just more so relying on the process."
That's what's up. All right, y'all. I just want to say thank you to everybody. I think we need to do another one of these soon. Keep the conversations going. Without further ado, we have now don't leave, Maino, before you stay on the line because this is big. Shana, Melius, not like us premiere right now. All right, we're gonna wrap, but don't hang up. Here it is, all right?
Jaden's law passed it. Yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm mixing. Get it done. And they know I'll be ready. Yeah, on day one. So you better be ready on day one. Just make sure you get 100 with them. Told I'm the only one that can hold the district down. And if I'm elected, I'm gonna turn the whole district round. Social inequity, not when I'm around. Affordable health care and affordable housing. Vote. Streets, I'ma clean them up. Vote. I'ma do my stuff. Better education, cause we tired. Trying to strike the chord and know you fired. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Shana, Melius.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
My girl, my mom.
hey, hey,
Come on.
hey, hey, hey.
Team Melius up one.
Thank you so much for moderating this.
It came to fruition, bro.
This conversation.
But in a way
It was
that I would have
fire.
never thought about it. She did her own freaking song. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you talk, we're gonna definitely build, and Maino, of course, and we all going, and Jasmine, now I can talk to you. You was a Black Panther. I said, hold up. I know you was about that life. Definitely gotta talk. Sure. All right, y'all. I'm getting the rap sign. It's appreciated, and we're gonna build. Salute. Peace, friends.
Everything just cuts off.